All right. Well, I do want to welcome everybody here today. I'm sorry we don't have a bigger turnout, but we have in the past, and that's partly a reflection of spring break and other things going on around town, and just being a busy night and a busy time of year for everyone. But regardless of that, the Pelham Better Hometown is continuing on as we have. We have had a slower past 2 years with Better Hometown due to the economic situation, but as everyone here has pretty much seen or been involved in, we've had several things that we've continued to do in town. Most of our volunteer-based programs, Pelham Idol, our Pelham's Got Talent, the pumpkin patch, and some of the things like that we're able to put on with our group of volunteers have certainly been strong and very effective the last several years, even while our funding has been down to accomplish some of the big town goals that we usually try to set and achieve. And of course, as part of that and as part of my welcome, I will give you a welcome from the city as well, as I put on a different cap real quick and just say how happy the city is with this program and how much it supports this program, even though it doesn't support it financially as well as it used to due to the situations with the city not having as much money as it used to. But still very supportive of this program and very happy to see a program like this that can promote and better our town and serve all of the citizens of this town and just make Pelham truly a better hometown to live in. And I know everyone appreciates that. And at this time, I would like to introduce, we have a guest here, and he is the Team Georgia Coordinator and Department of Community Affairs staff, Dean Nelson, and he's in charge of our region here.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Like you said, I'm the new Region 10 Team Georgia Manager, and I think the position formerly was referred to as Regional Rep, and it's been vacant, I think, for a little while in Region 10. I think the last person that held it had retired, and now I think he's the Clay County Administrator, so he's moved on to something else. So I'm anxious to eager to get involved in the communities in Region 10 and become more, get to know the stakeholders and get to know the people. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from this area. I lived in this area for almost 10 years, from Alabama, but I moved to Cuthbert. So I am becoming more acclimated to Southwest Georgia, even though in a small town, you're always sort of an outside guy until, but I'm getting to know but folks are accepting me now, even though I'm from Alabama. But I wanted to just say a few words about the Team Georgia approach, since it's a relatively new concept. And at DCA, our vision is every Georgia community offers a quality of life where people and businesses can grow and prosper. And our mission is partnering with communities to help create a climate of success for Georgia's families and businesses. And Team Georgia is about providing rapid, customized technical assistance to communities. Not a one-size-fits-all, but crafting something that each community would fit their needs. Not saying you need this, this, or this, but taking a team approach as me trying to be your first point of contact and being able to get with many members of our DCA co-workers who work in different divisions and even different divisions within the state, and coming with a team approach to ask you what you need and go at that point of view, not telling you what you need, but working with you as best we can, and it's not about producing a report at the end of the day that I can turn into somebody. And if you know someone at DCA that you're comfortable talking to, by all means, you can continue using that person. But my goal is to try to be your first point of contact, and I'm available to do that. I can bring anyone at the table that's needed, come and do a site visit with Better Hometown or with any facet of your community, from Chamber of Commerce to anything else, really. My background is in housing, so I guess that's sort of my expertise. But my personal goal, that's sort of the vision and the mission and what Team Georgia is about, but my personal goal is if you send me an email or you give me a call and I can't answer it right away, is to get with you some kind of answer within 24 hours, even if that answer is to punch a few buttons on my BlackBerry that says, I'm in a meeting or I'm out of town, let me get with someone else and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That's my goal, is to get back with you within 24 hours, if not sooner. But I want to briefly say a few words about Main Street, Better Hometown. I'm not an expert in this, but I know plenty of people that are. So if there's specific questions that I can't answer, I'll definitely get back with you. But the Better Hometown program mirrors the Main Street program with only two differences. Better Hometown is for communities that are less than 5,000, whereas Main Street is for 5,000 to 50. And it's not about your MSAs, your metro areas. It's for places that would have a downtown and have those characteristics. The only exception, I guess, is Columbus, and they have an urban downtown in the program. And the other difference is that Better Hometowns or main streets are required to have a full-time manager, where the Better Hometown, you can have a part-time program manager. The Main Street program doesn't guarantee that you'll receive a pot of money, or the Better Hometown doesn't. So why be a part of it? Well, Better Hometowns are economic development. In 2010, between January 1st and December 31st, there were $129 million invested in public and private funds in downtown areas. Over 2,500 jobs were created, and over 700 net businesses were created within downtowns. Since its inception, the Main Street program in 1980, up till now, up to December 31st, 2010, $275 billion were invested in Georgia public-private funds. Almost 50,000 net jobs were created within downtown districts, and over 10,000 net businesses were created. And since Pelham's inception into the Better Hometown program in 2002, 247 net new jobs were created, 41 net new businesses were created, and over $10 million in public-private investment was leveraged in the downtown historic district. So it's the dedication of the people in this room that made that difference. And I'm just walking around, you have a beautiful downtown city streetscape. So that makes a big difference when someone's driving through town and taking a tour of the hand building. That is so much potential. And listening about the play, that sort of intrigued me, that you could have a play there. And then looking up at the balcony or that second floor, I immediately thought that 100 people for 3 performances, and you had the potential to have people sitting in that second floor balcony. So that was a great. I thought that was an interesting accomplishment. And then just to know that it was sort of in a leadership transition period, that you had the board that was really dedicated to pull that off. So I was impressed about that in particular. The Main Street Foundation is sort of the basis of the Main Street program nationwide, and they take it from a 4-point approach, and you probably have heard this before, and that's also what your committees are based on: organization, promotion, design, and economic restructuring. Organization is establishing the consensus and cooperation by building partnerships among the stakeholders, which could be the downtown folks, it could be people within the community. Everyone has a stake in downtown, I think. Promotion, it takes a lot of different forms, but the goal is to create a positive image that will rekindle the community's pride and improve consumer and investor confidence in downtown. Design means getting the Main Street into top physical shape and creating a safe and inviting environment. And economic restructuring is I guess part of the economic development piece, strengthening your community's existing economic assets while diversifying the economic base. It could be restaurants, downtown lofts, retail, real estate offices, government offices, just the diversification. And that's sort of my short and sweet downtown development and better hometown speech. We do have some training coming up, which I encourage folks to get as much training as possible. I know that in my job, I'm sort of a jack of all trades, master of none. So I try to go to as many of the trainings as possible. But there's something called the Office of Downtown Development's Building Opportunities on Main Street, or Boomtown. There's a new website which lists on the left side. You click on who you are as the consumer, whether you're the financier, developer, you're an attorney, you're a real estate agent. You click on that and it'll list links based upon things you might be interested in. So I'd encourage you to explore that. And there's also a webinar at the DCA Rental Assistance Office in downtown Albany on December 5th, and there'll be more information coming on that. It'll provide information on case studies regarding the redevelopment and financing tools with the owners, developers, attorneys. Anyone that might have an interest in developing downtown would be interested in. So I would encourage you to do that. I have a few other announcements pertaining to DCA, but does anybody have any questions that I could answer? And if not, like I said, I'll get the answers.
That webinar, you said December. Do you mean that's in May?
Did I say December? I meant May.
It's May.
I wonder why I said December. Christmas. I must not have got what I wanted for Christmas. I meant May. In fact, I have May written on my sheet. Thank you.
Okay.
May 5th.
And anybody can, you just have to sign up.
Yep.
To get the link for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're getting the links from Kim and once we have the final information, the times, we'll make sure those are sent out, and I'll send them to you, what I get. And if you don't mind, just send them to anybody that would be interested. I brought my business cards, and like I said, please call on me. A couple of other announcements. The Home Safe program on foreclosure prevention through the Hardest Hit Fund has got a program that's available for people to help them to prevent their foreclosure, which is unique because it's a program for individuals. They would go to DCA's website, www.dca.ga.gov. Usually you have to be a nonprofit or a government entity to get a grant, but this is one that you can apply for online through the website if you're a person that's unemployed and in danger of losing your mortgage to your house because you can't make your mortgage. So that's an innovative program. Our annual listening sessions are in the planning stages. They'll be held in the late spring and early summer, and that's through teleconference with our Commissioner Mike Beatty and staff there out of Atlanta. Can ask, it's a period of time where you could just go and ask any question that's on your mind. So I'd encourage you to go. Not sure exactly where it's going to be yet because we're still in the statewide planning stages, but I wanted that to be on your radar. And the Region 10 Academy for Economic Development classes are being planned. I know last year I don't think this region had a class, but we're definitely having one this year. And I encourage you to send me nominations to anyone that you would like to attend the academy. How many people have attended the academy? Well, I attended in 2009 before I joined DCA, and it's a really interesting academy because first of all, you network with people from your region, and secondly, all of these things that we talk about kind of come together, and you see how downtown development and economic development and tourism and all of that kind of go together. And I thought it was really interesting. So the first class will begin in August, and it's August, September, October, and November, and you get a really neat certificate out of it too. And you get to see me. Like I said, I have business cards, and I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Is it me? Oh, sorry. Thank you, Dean, for all of that information. I know that's a lot to take in, and there's probably information in there that a lot of y'all are hearing for the first time. And I can, as I learn more, help y'all sift through it, if you will. Taking that information, the 4-point approach, if you got a bulletin when you came in, that we use for Better Hometown, I want to try to put that in a 2011 framework for everybody, and how Better Hometown stands today, and with what we've been talking with in the board meetings and in the design and marketing meetings of where we hope to go with Better Hometown. First and foremost, part of Better Hometown's mission across the state, as well as across the nation, within the Main Street network, is historic preservation. And we have a phenomenal historic preservation commission here in Pelham. It's active. Miriam Powell is the, I guess she's the chairman of it, and she, if y'all know of Miriam Powell, you know she is very thorough, and she really has helped this community maintain, whenever people have gone into historic buildings or plan on changing historic buildings, she has helped, as with the commission, help maintain that. And so we are very glad that that commission started within the Better Hometown context and is now its own entity. And I do go to those meetings and keep abreast of what's going on with them. Additionally, with our very own Kent Holtzclaw, as the new director of the Pelham Chamber of Commerce, one of the tenets of Better Hometown is economic development. And being that we are a Better Hometown program, which means we have less than 5,000 citizens in our fine city, people resources are few and far between. So for us to, it's kind of going on that adage, you can be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know, or I say we can do 12 things okay or do 4 things really well, or do 4 things okay or do 2 things really well. And where the Chamber of Commerce shines is with their economic development, and that's getting people into the businesses and stirring up commerce within Pelham. And so the de facto arm and the partnership that the Better Hometown and the Chamber are developing as the months progress, we will sort of spur our economic development ideas and factions onto the Chamber and work with them if we get wind of or questions of needing assistance or having ideas or what have you. I think partnership is, at the conference that I went to a few weeks ago, that was key. Partnership. Partner with your local government, partner with your chamber, partner with your businesses, partner with your schools, partnership. Where Better Hometown shines is within their marketing. And in the national verbiage for that is the promotions, but we here in Pelham call it marketing. And in our design, clearly our design speaks for itself with our streetscapes, Collingsworth Park, Freedom Plaza, the flags that get interchanged on the flagpole, the light poles and everything. We have some very forward-thinking members here who have said, we need to make Pelham that visual, physical, appealing, so that people have pride. We're not a rundown town. We're not falling by the wayside. When you drive through Pelham, it's clean and it looks as if something is really going on, and that's in part wholly to our design committee. I think in the last board meeting, Benita said, we need a new project. So in lieu of that, our design committee, and I invite anybody who has any ideas as far as design goes to attend the design meeting next Thursday evening. We will meet here like we typically do, but I'm hoping that we can get the maybe Home Service Center's golf cart and the Family Bank golf cart, and I just want us to go on a ride around Pelham, and I just want us to do an in-depth look at our buildings, I have an idea in my head that I'll share at the meeting, but just look at our spaces in town, and what can we do? Where, let's start casting some goals, and let's start casting some visions on scapes, be it this big or murals on walls or gardens in a park, or a dog park is something that has been tossed around. But let's don't think of we don't have the money. Let's think of what can we do. So I think with our engines that we have in this town, we could get something rolling, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for that. Within the marketing committees, I think the Pelham's Got Talent this year was the best Pelham's Got Talent to date. We had amazing volunteers turn out. We had amazing crowds turn out. And that was just due in large part to good design and good planning on, please go sell these ads, please go sell these tickets, you can do this job and you can do this job, and it all meshed well. And so I hope to reinstate, if not reinstate, things that we've done in the past, like a Slice of Summer or Pelham Idol, and do it in a different way, then come up with new ideas. In the next few marketing meetings, I see Ms. Anna back there shaking her head. And I know she has tons of ideas that she wants to bring to the table. But just as Pelham is thriving and growing, so do our ideas need to thrive, and they need to grow, and we need to expand. And so I'm hopeful for that for us as well. Brainstorming is my buzzword for the next few months. I really want to, within our committee meetings, Julia and James and Pastor, I really want to start taking a good hard look at what we do mediocre, what we do well, where can we improve, and start thinking of new. What's new? Where can we go? What can we grow on? How can we expand? I think that's key just in the success of any program anywhere. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and it's mediocre, you're going to continue to get the same results. And the same results are fine, but if we can get better results, all the better. So anyway, that's a brief on the next few months, at least, for us, and hopefully within the next few months we'll have some ideas and we can start snowballing some of the ideas to put into action. So I think I'm going to toss it back over to James for closing.
And I just have a few closing remarks. I know we're all probably ready to get back to the refreshments over here. But I do want you to remember what your Better Hometown program's done. Remember the fun that we've had this past year. I know, everyone in this room has pretty much been involved in the different things, from our Clue production, which ended up being at least 3 times as big as we ever expected it could be. To the Pelham's Got Talent that was much bigger this year. We had a great time at the pumpkin patch this year. We still have new ideas for things to do. We're still very active. Even with our lack of funding and our lack of the big projects that have really driven this group and infused the participation in the past, we still have a lot of great things going on in town. We have a lot of fun things and ways for everyone in the community to be involved in any way, any small way or any large way. The people that can act, the people that can sell tickets or ads, the people that can just come and participate by watching the programs that are put on. We appreciate it all. And we want to just continue to do this, continue to build, continue to find new neighbors and new people in the community who can come and be a part of this and help make Pelham a better hometown as we move forward. So just thank everyone for that. And please stick around, talk about the different ideas we have. There's a suggestion box in the back. There are still plenty of refreshments, and you can meet with different members of the committees. Michael Finn's here representing the design committee, and Julia representing the marketing committee. There are many other committee members here, but those are the 2 that you can kind of talk with and get some ideas. So we just appreciate everyone being here, and we will continue to move forward with the Better Hometown and have fun for the next couple of years as we get ready for another one of these. Thank you.